we want to make it really clear that the connectivity between Greater Sydney and country around information being shared amongst police is as good as it ever has been around this COVID environment. In and around the transport hubs, such as Central Station, where trains and buses leave from, our Police Transport Command are there on a daily basis. They are sharing information with people in country New South Wales, whether that's at Tamworth, whether that's at Dubbo, whether that's down at Wagga, about buses and trains that are leaving. And often it's the case that country New South Wales, that there are police in those police districts that are meeting those services and again checking that people are complying with public health orders and not leaving Greater Sydney without that reasonable excuse. I want to also highlight an incident that occurred yesterday at a Bunnings store where a man 51 years old was chastised by another gentleman about a face mask issue. The gentleman that was doing the chastising then decided to spit at that man. Police inquiries have failed to reveal the identity of that person. They've looked at CCTV, they've asked a number of questions. If anyone has any information in relation to that person, we'd ask them to ring Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. That behaviour is just disgusting. It's not called for. These are difficult times. If people have an issue that they can't resolve with some cordial communication between two people in and around these retail settings, they should ring the police. They should provide that information and police will follow it up. There is no room to act in what is criminal behaviour and spit at a person because you don't like the answer that you got in terms of a face mask issue. I'd also like to highlight an incident where a gentleman travelled out of Greater Sydney to the Mudgee area where police spoke to that gentleman, and his reason for travelling out was to meet a person that he had met on social media. These times are not the time. They are not the time to move out of Greater Sydney for that sort of reason. Police deemed that not to be a reasonable excuse. He was issued with an infringement notice and sent back to Greater Sydney. In terms of South West Sydney, police have been in and around those local government areas. Very pleasing with the interactions that they've had with people in those areas, people in the main complying with the public health orders and willing to engage police. We are going to continue with our efforts in terms of elders in that community with mayors and general managers, with business leaders, to make sure that the message is clear and that people understand that New South Wales Police want to work with these communities in terms of compliance. We're going to get stronger teams of our Multicultural Liaison Office and look towards police officers from diverse backgrounds that can work with those teams in those areas so we can deliver a very clear message, and that message is we simply want you to understand the health orders, understand how the health orders can protect you, your family, your friends, and indeed make that contribution to the state and the pandemic.